Okay, next problem. A copper conductor having 0.8 mm diameter and a length 2 centimeters carries a current of 20 amperes. Find the electric field intensity, the voltage drop and resistance for 2 centimeters length. Assume the conductivity of copper as 5.8 into 10 to the power of 7 Siemens per meters. So first one, given data, diameter equals to 0.8 mm, length equals to 2 centimeters and current equals to 20 amperes. So now we have to find the electric field intensity E and voltage drop and resistance. So first we know that the current density equals to current per unit area. So modulus of J bar equals to I by S. So it equals to I by area equals to formula pi r square or r equals to d by 2, radius equals to diameter by 2. So by using that formula we can write S equals to pi d square by 4 or pi r square. Here diameter is given, so we are writing area in terms of diameter. So diameter equals to pi by 4 d square. So it equals to 20 by pi by 4, d value 0.8 mm. In terms of meters, d equals to 0.8 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square. So finally the current density equals to 39.788 into 10 to the power of 6 amperes per meter square. So next we know that the point form of Ohm's law, or the relation between the current density and electric field intensity. So modulus of J bar equals to sigma into E bar. So given the conductivity value, copper conductivity equals to 5.8 into 10 to the power of 7. So now by using this current density and the conductivity value, we can find the electric field intensity. So modulus of E bar equals to modulus of J bar by sigma. It equals to modulus of J bar value 39.788 into 10 to the power of 6 by sigma value 5.8 into 10 to the power of 7. So finally the electric field intensity value 0.686 volts per meters. So next one, voltage. So voltage or voltage drop. So it equals to, so we know that electric field intensity units volts per meters and voltage units volts. So by multiplying electric field intensity by length, we get voltage drop or voltage. So V equals to E into L. E value 0.686 and the length equals to given 2 centimeters. In terms of meters, length equals to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2. So finally voltage value 0.0137 volts. So next resistance value. So V equals to IR formula. So R equals to V by I. We know that voltage equals to current into resistance. Our resistance equals to voltage by current. So now by substituting voltage value and current value, so finally we get the resistance value equals to 6.86 into 10 to the power of minus 4 ohms. Okay, generally the conductor in circular shape. So here we are using area of the circle formula. Okay, next another problem. Okay, the region with Z less than 0 is characterized by epsilon R2 equals to 2 and Z greater than 0 by epsilon R1 equals to 5. If D1 bar equals to 2 into AX bar plus 5 into AY bar minus 3 into AZ bar nanocoulombs per meter square. Find D2 bar, Dn2 bar, D tan 2 bar and energy density in each region, the angle that D2 bar makes with Z axis. So next one D2 by D1, next one P2 by P1. So here by using boundary conditions, so we have to solve this problem. So given Z less than 0, so Z less than 0 means negative Z axis, and negative Z axis region, one dielectric material is present. The dielectric material relative permittivity value equals to 2. And Z greater than 0 means positive Z axis region. In that region one dielectric material is placed and the dielectric material relative permittivity value equals to 5. So given in Z greater than 0, epsilon R1 equals to 5. So in Z greater than 0, first dielectric material is present, and positive Z axis, positive dielectric material is there, and negative Z axis, negative Z axis, second dielectric material is there. At reference axis Z equals to 0 is the boundary line. Okay, so D1 means Z greater than 0 or positive Z axis region, the d1 bar equals to this one 2 into ax bar plus 5 into ay bar minus 3 into az bar nanocoulombs per meter square. This is given in region 1 or in dielectric 1, the electric flux density expression. So now we have to find the electric flux density in second region or in second dielectric material. Electric flux density value. So next one, the normal component value. Next the tangential component of electric flux density. Next energy density in each region. In dielectric 1 and in dielectric 2, we have to find the energy density. So next to the angle that d bar makes with z axis, d2 bar makes with z axis. So the angle between d2 bar and the normal component of d2 bar, that angle we have to find. So next one, modulus of d2 bar by modulus of d21. So after finding d2 bar, so we can find the magnitude value, already d1 bar given. So we can find modulus of d1 bar by using this expression. So finally we can find d2 by d1, and this one is p2 by p1. So p2 by p1 means the polarization. So we know that the relation between the polarization and electric flux density. So by using that relation we can find this p2 by p1 also. So first one, so given two medias are present and which are separated at z equals to 0 plane, and plus or minus az bar are the directions of the normal to the surface. Okay, this is the z equals to 0 line. This is positive z axis and this is negative z axis. So in this region, the first dielectric material is there, and here second dielectric material is present. So given d1 bar, this d1 bar is given. So now we have to find d2 bar, dn2 bar, dtan2 bar, and energy density d2 by d1, finally p2 by p1 by using boundary conditions. Here epsilon r1, epsilon r2 given. So two different values and it not equals to 1. So it means these two are two different dielectric materials. So here we have to use the boundary conditions between two perfect dielectric materials. So we know that the boundary conditions between two perfect dielectric materials, first one E tan 1 equals to E tan 2, second one D tan 1 by D tan 2 equals to epsilon 1 by epsilon 2, third one dn 1 equals to dn 2, fourth one en 1 by en 2 equals to epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. So by using these relations we can find, okay, we can solve this problem. So first given this is d1 bar. So next we know that d1 bar equals to any vector equals to the vector sum of the normal component value and tangential component value. So d1 bar equals to dn1 bar, this is normal component, plus d tan 1, this is tangential component. So any vector equals to the vector sum of the normal component and tangential component. Okay, so this is the resultant vector. The normal direction to the surface is plus or minus az bar. Okay, here this is the boundary line. Here completely first dielectric material is there, and here second dielectric material is there. So with respect to this boundary line, this z axis is normal direction. So in this expression, the normal component we have to find. So this is the boundary line and this z axis is normal to this boundary line. So the normal component of d1 bar equals to the z component value. So in this direction component is the normal component. In d1 bar expression having x component, y component and z component. So normal component means in z axis direction, here complete z axis is normal to this boundary line. So in z axis, directional component of electric flux density equals to the normal component of electric flux density. So in this expression, the z component equals to minus 3 into az bar. So the normal component of electric flux density in first material represented by dn1, it equals to z axis component. So here z axis component equals to minus 3 into az bar. So minus 3 into az bar nanocoulombs per meter square. So next one, the tangential component. So we know that the vector sum of these two, normal and tangential component, equals to resultant vector. So now by subtracting d1 bar by dn1 bar we get d tan 1 bar. So d tan 1 bar equals to d bar minus dn1 bar. So it equals to 2 into ax bar plus 5 into ay bar. Okay. So dn1 bar, next one d tan 1 bar. So next, according to boundary conditions, so third boundary condition, dn1 equals to dn2. So dn2 equals to dn1, it equals to minus 3 into az bar. So next another boundary condition, second boundary condition, d tan 1 by d tan 2 equals to epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 or epsilon r1 by epsilon r2. So we know that d tan 1 equals to this one 2 into ax bar plus 5 into ay bar divided by d tan 2. It equals to epsilon r1 by epsilon r2. Given epsilon r1 equals to 5, epsilon r2 equals to 2. So now we can find d tan 2. So d tan 2 equals to 2 by 5 into 2 into ax bar plus 5 into ay bar, or it equals to 0.8 ax bar plus 2 into ay bar nanocoulombs per meter square. Next one d2 bar. So d2 bar equals to the vector sum of the dn2 and d tan 2. So by adding dn to d tan 2, so we get d2 bar. It equals to 0.8 into ax bar plus 2 into ay bar minus 3 into az bar. Okay, minus 3 into az bar nanocoulombs per meter square. This is d2 bar. So next one, energy density. So here they mention, so find energy density in each region. So first dielectric material energy density, second dielectric material energy density we have to find. So first one, energy density in region 1 or in dielectric 1. So represented by W suffix E1. So it equals to 1 by 2 modulus of D1 square by epsilon 1. Energy density equals to formula 1 by 2 D bar dot E bar. Okay, one formula 1 by 2 D bar dot E bar. Next formula 1 by 2 epsilon into E square. Another formula 1 by 2 D square by epsilon. So in energy density in first dielectric material, W suffix E1 equals to 1 by 2 modulus of D1 square by epsilon 1, or it equals to 1 by 2 modulus of D1 square by epsilon 1 equals to epsilon naught into epsilon r1. So it equals to 1 by 2 into modulus of D1. So D1 expression, okay, this is D1. Modulus of D1 equals to square root of 2 square plus 5 square plus minus 3 square. Okay, this is modulus of D1. So nanocoulombs, so into 10 to the power of minus 9 whole square by epsilon naught into epsilon r1. We know that epsilon naught equals to 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 and epsilon r1 equals to 5. So by solving this expression, finally we get the energy density equals to 0.4291 microjoules per meter cube. Okay, so we are having three formulas for energy density. First one 1 by 2 dE. So by using the relation between d bar and d bar equals to epsilon into E bar. By substituting that relation, we get another two formulas. In terms of electric field intensity or in terms of electric flux density, we can find the energy density formula. In terms of electric field intensity, the energy density equals to 1 by 2 epsilon E square. In terms of electric flux density, the energy density equals to formula 1 by 2 d square by epsilon. Here we are having electric flux density and relative permittivity values. So we are using this formula 1 by 2 d square by epsilon. In first material 1 by 2 d1 square by epsilon 1. In second material the energy density equals to 1 by 2 d2 square by epsilon 2. So next in region 2 the energy density equals to 1 by 2 modulus of d2 square modulus of d2. So square root of 0.8 square plus 2 square plus minus 3 square into 10 to the power of minus 9 whole square. So divided by epsilon naught into epsilon naught to epsilon naught value 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 and epsilon r2 value equals to given 2. So by solving this expression, so we get the energy density in second material 0.3851 microjoules per meter cube. So all of you, so check these answers. So if any corrections is there, please inform to me. So next one, so find the angle of d2 bar with z axis. So z axis means here this d1 and d2, so both are having minus az bar component value. So we have to find the normal component angle with respect to d2. So in two ways we can find this angle value. Okay, this is first method. So by multiplying with minus az bar, so finally we get theta 2. Or another method, so directly formula tan theta 2 equals to d tan 2 by dn2. Tan theta 2 equals to d tan 2 by dn2. So it equals to d tan 2. Already we find d tan 2, this one under this one dn2. So d tan 2 equals to the magnitude of d tan 2 equals to square root of 0.8 square plus 2 square by magnitude of dn 2 equals to 3. So by solving this expression, so first to find tan theta 2, next to theta 2 equals to tan inverse of this value. So finally we get theta 2 equals to 35.678 degrees. So this is also one method. So this is direct formula. So by using this formula we can simply find the angle value. So next one, d2 magnitude value. So d2 magnitude. So we know that this is d2. Magnitude of modulus of d2 bar equals to square root of 0.8 square plus 2 square plus minus 3 square. So modulus of d2 value, similarly d1 value. So using d1 expression we can find the modulus of d1. So modulus of d1 equals to square root of 2 square plus 5 square plus minus 3 whole square. So finally d1 value. So in problem they ask d2 by d1. So now find d2 by d1. d2 this one and d1 this one. By dividing d2 by d1 we get 0.599. So next one. So another we have to find p2 by p1. Polarization. We know that polarization formula, modulus of p bar equals to electric susceptibility into epsilon naught into E bar. So next are it equals to electric susceptibility into epsilon naught, E bar D bar relation, E bar equals to D bar by epsilon. Epsilon equals to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Epsilon r equals to electric susceptibility plus 1. So finally in place of E bar we can write D bar by electric susceptibility plus 1 into epsilon naught. So P bar equals to electric susceptibility, here epsilon naught cancel. So P bar equals to electric susceptibility by electric susceptibility plus 1 into D bar. Okay. So the relation between electrical susceptibility and relative permittivity equals to epsilon r equals to susceptibility plus 1. So in place of electric susceptibility we can write epsilon r minus 1. So P bar equals to epsilon r minus 1 by epsilon r into D bar. So now P2 by P1. So P2 equals to epsilon r2 minus 1 by epsilon r2 into D2 bar, and P1 equals to divided by epsilon r1 minus 1 by epsilon r1 into D1. So finally P2 by P1 equals to this expression, epsilon r2 minus 1 by epsilon r2 into D2 into epsilon r1 by epsilon r1 minus 1 into 1 by D1. Okay, this is P bar expression. So now find P2 by P1. By using this expression we can write P2 by P1. This is P2 by P1 equation. Now substitute values, epsilon r2 equals to 2, epsilon r1 equals to 5. Already we find D2 by D1. Directly substitute D2 by D1 value 0.599. Next substitute epsilon r1 and epsilon r2. Finally we get P2 by P1 value, this one 0.3743. Okay, here first D1 given. So D1 equals to the vector sum of normal and tangential component. So here they given z less than 0 one dielectric material is there, and z less than 0 another dielectric material is there. So z equals to 0 line is the boundary line. So this boundary line, normal axis equals to z axis. So the normal component of electric flux density equals to z component. So by using that relation we can write the normal component of electric flux density. Next by using dn1 d1 we can find d tan 1. Next by using the tangential component and the normal component relations according to boundary conditions we can find dn2 d tan 2 and finally d2. Next energy density formula 1 by 2 d square by epsilon. By using that formula we can find the energy densities in both regions. So next one, angle value, tan theta 2 equals to dn2 by dn2. If we want to find tan theta 1 equals to d tan 1 by dn1. Directly we can find the angle value in first material and second material also. Next one, d2 d1 magnitude values. Next d2 by d1 ratio. Next P bar D bar relation. We know that polarization equals to this equation. So by using this relation we can find P2 by P1. If you want to find the epsilon E1 and E2, so directly by using relation between E bar and D bar we can find E1 and E2 also. So E1 equals to epsilon 1 into D1. E2 equals to epsilon 2 into D2. Okay.